Hey, youth group, what's up? Daniel Simpson here, worship pastor. Hey, I just wanted to share a little bit with you from Romans 12, verse 1 and 2. I've been reading through Romans lately, and I came across this, and I just was reminded how awesome this verse was. These two verses. Let me read them to you from my NIV Bible. Here it is, Romans 12, verse 1. Therefore, I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. Verse 2, do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. It's an awesome couple verses. So let's start with the first part. Paul is saying, therefore, I urge you, brothers. He's saying to everybody, not just, the brothers, okay? But this is a message to all right? I urge you, he's really, really serious about this. Brothers, in view of God's mercy, because of what God has done for us, because of the mercy that he has had on us, we deserve death, we deserve hell, but because of Jesus and his work on the cross and the mercy of God, we get to have a relationship with Jesus and go to heaven. It's awesome. That's God's mercy on us. Because of God's mercy, in view of God's mercy, offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. Now think with me about the word sacrifice. In Old Testament times and up until Jesus, and his death on the cross, the way you were right with God was to bring a sacrifice to the temple and lay it before the Lord. Now, this means that you would actually make a journey from wherever you lived, way out of town. Often it was a long journey, and you would bring your best lamb or your best animal offering. There was other kinds of offerings too, but let's just imagine you brought your best favorite awesome sheep, okay, and you would not the little one or the scraggly one, not the one that was okay but was a little bit weird. The best one. You brought your best one, your most favorite thing. You brought it and you killed it and you laid it on the altar, and that was your offering to God. All right. That's what you would do. You would literally bring your best thing and you would leave it behind and never see it again or have it again. It was not yours anymore. You gave it up. All right, that's sacrifice. And so, and that's what people were in the habit of doing in those days. And now, Jesus died on the cross as the one time, final sacrifice. There's no other sacrifices necessary for the blood sacrifice. It's all done. That old covenant stuff is gone, and now we get to live in a new covenant where Jesus is the one lamb who died forever, who died so that no longer anyone has to make sacrifices. He died and rose again. Okay, so we don't have to do that crazy thing with the animals. But now Paul is saying, instead of the animal sacrifice, here's what I want you to do. Offer yourself as a living sacrifice. So if you're offering yourself as a living sacrifice, that means you're giving it up. Yourself. You're laying yourself down. You are giving yourself away to Jesus, never to see the old self again, but to lay yourself down as an offering, to sacrifice yourself for Jesus. This is your spiritual act of worship. This is like the daily giving up of what you want to do, okay, and instead trying to figure out, what does God want me to do today? Okay. Not what does Daniel want to do today, or what does Nathaniel or Noah, okay, or whoever you are watching this. Not what you want to do, but what does God want me to do today? What does God want me to be today? Does he want me to love others? Yes. In fact, if you go on next the next part of the verse, it says, do not conform any longer to the patterns of this world. So we're not going to be like the rest of the world. We're going to be who's following their own selfish desires. That's what the world does, okay? That's their daily habit. Do not conform to that pattern, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, okay? Then you will be able to, how do we renew our mind, right? That's what this is for. That's what our prayers are for. Our relationship with God, God will renew our mind for us. He's the one who does that. He's awesome like that. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. So you want to know what God's will is? Lay your life down for him. Okay, give it up so that it's not you that's trying to steer the ship and do what you want for the day, but you're asking God, what do you want from me today, Lord? How do you want me to be? Who do you want me to be today? Then God will show you his will pretty clearly. That's what it says here in the scripture. I want to read to you also. Where's my bookmark? Darn it. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Okay, put this here. I want to read to you today also this same message, but this same passage of scripture, but in the Message, because it has a cool way of saying it. Where are you? Oh, here we are. I had to borrow Noah's iPad here. It's reloading. We're coming. Okay, here it is. Romans 12, 1 and 2 in the Message. So here's what I want you to do, God helping you. Take your everyday, ordinary life, your sleeping, eating, going to work, and walking around life, so like everything, okay, and place it before God as an offering. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing you can do for him. I'll say it again. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing you can do for him. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention, the renewing of your mind, right? Fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize what he wants from you and quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you, develops well-formed maturity in you. So there you go. My encouragement to you is to lay yourself down for the Lord today, to pray and read the Bible, okay, and let God renew your mind. And then you'll know what God's will is for your life. You'll know what God's will is for you to do today. Okay, that's my encouragement for you today. Love you. See you soon. Hopefully on Fortnite. Okay, bye.